Now, Huber, according to the defense here, Huber bludgeoned Rittenhouse with a skateboard, Richard said, and a man who was captured on video but never identified jump kicked Mr. Rittenhouse in the face. So look, these details do matter because this stuff is caught on camera. You do see it in the video, someone taking a skateboard and hitting Rittenhouse over the head with it as he's on his back. And I haven't seen this video yet, but it was already, the New York Times says it's on tape.
She just said, I haven't seen this video yet. So at this point, she has not seen the New York Times video.
She hasn't, no, but she's saying, and let's play it for one more second.
Someone captured on video, someone who has not been identified, kicking Rittenhouse in the face.
Okay.
She hasn't seen that video either.
Yeah, she says, I haven't seen this video where Kyle Rittenhouse is hit with a skateboard and kicked in the face. That's the video. There's only 2 videos that were important that were released immediately after the shooting. It was where you see Rosenbaum is chasing Kyle in the lot, and they go behind the car, and then you hear the gunfire. Okay, that was video 1, and then video 2 was Kyle running down the street with all the people chasing him, and then he gets knocked over or falls over, and then Jump Kick Man kicks him in the face, and then Huber comes over with hits him with the skateboard, and then he gets shot, and then Gage comes up and he gets shot too. Okay, those were the only 2 videos that like 99% of the people that saw any videos related to this saw, and Anna is like, I didn't watch the most pertinent, relevant information before I formed my fucking opinion.
Yeah, it's malpractice, man. It's journalistic malpractice. You can't call yourself a journalist anymore. Jeez, update her Wikipedia page. Jesus.
To what?
News skirt, obviously. Yeah, propagandist.
I would take news skirt over propagandist, honestly.
If it was you, yeah, obviously. That would be better.
But no, and I bet she didn't even watch the Rosenbaum video, because only last week she was saying Kyle Rittenhouse was chasing Rosenbaum.
She says in this video, she admits that she believed that Rosenbaum was Rittenhouse. She admits it in the fucking video. Why do you think I clipped this out?
Oh my God.
Why do you think I clipped this out?
Oh.
Can you imagine watching that video and thinking, oh, the guy who's throwing the plastic bag is Kyle Rittenhouse? Where's his fucking gun? What happened? Wait, what? What?
This is how little of a shit she fucking gives.
She doesn't give a shit. Yeah,
She's
exactly.
reporting on this story. She's supposed to be some kind of news anchor, news pundit individual, and she doesn't give a shit to glance over it's like a 10-second clip. She can't watch it long enough for her brain to process who the people in the video are.
Yes.
Or is she so delusional? She's so high on the narrative. She has so little free will, so controlled by her elephant, that she just saw person A chasing person B, and her brain just instantly said, oh, that's the bad man. That's Kyle Rittenhouse chasing.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's crazy.
So
why do you think I was like, oh my God? I mean, I don't think she's even conscious that she's making words. What's happening here? What's happening here? Like, and their audience has to be so fucking brain dead to just, how do you make this giant mistake and not lose all your credibility? This is a giant mistake. Like it's no wonder that they buried it in another video, because it's just, I mean,
well, and also where's Cenk? Where's everyone else who talked about this case?
He's sitting right next to her now. He's in the video.
He doesn't say anything.
I know, that's the thing. Listen, I get something wrong. Well, I never get anything wrong, but you assume that I get something wrong, and you always step in. Like, same for me. You get shit wrong all the time. Well, I'm here to correct. I'm here to correct you.
Right. Sure.
You got the whole Rosenbaum falling thing. Okay. I don't want to make a big deal about it. I don't want to embarrass you in front of everyone, but everyone knows. You got it wrong. I have the drawing to prove it.
I'm shocked that the defense did not call you, Adam, to be an expert witness.
I'm surprised they didn't want me to be a little sketch out the scene for them.
But I think what happened was after last week, or whenever they did that video, and it was so bad, and their legal team like cautioned them, Cenk was like, "Oh boy, we fucked up," and then he turned to Anna and said, "You're gonna apologize for this." And she's like, "What? What about you?" And he's like, "I'm the boss. I'm telling you, you're gonna apologize."
Probably.
I don't apologize for anything.
Probably. That wouldn't surprise me.
Look, these details matter because if you're going to make an argument that you acted in self-defense, there needs to be some proof that there was an imminent threat, right? And in this case,
yeah, Anna, and there was proof, and you would have known this a year ago if you had watched the videos. Oh,
I remember the night. I remember when these videos came out. I was glued to my internet for 10, 12 hours straight. You and I were DMing back and forth, sharing videos, talking about this shit. I turned on CNN, and that's when I was just like, oh my God, Don Lemon just characterized Kyle Rittenhouse as, first of all, he brings up his race as a white kid who shot into a crowd because there were people there he disagreed with. I tweeted that out immediately because I was like, this is crazy. How is this kid supposed to get a fair trial when the media narrative has already established him as a school shooter? Like, they're talking about him like he's a school shooter.
How is it that two schmucks on the internet who run a comedy show
I know.
could watch a video for breaking news and be like, oh, this is what happened. And yet professional national journalist Don Lemon is just fucking out of his mind lying, or just doesn't understand the facts of the situation.
Why? I don't understand how, as someone who works in the news business, I mean, this is the equivalent of people in the medical field saying, oh, washing your hands doesn't matter. Why would you wash your fucking hands? What do you... People used to believe this in the medical industry. Do you not understand how confirmation bias works? Do you not understand the power of psychology? Do you not understand that when you come out and establish a narrative, every fucking low IQ Tom, Dick, and Harry is never going to move away from that narrative? They're going to say, listen, I heard it on CNN. Don Lemon said it, so it has to be true.
I mean, I had a family member of mine who is like leans way more conservative than most of the rest of my family. And he was like, he bought like all the narrative, hook, line, and sinker. He wouldn't even talk to me about it. He was so convinced that Kyle Rittenhouse was this evil protester. I mean, this evil militia guy shooting into a crowd of innocent protesters. He said that.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't believe that there was another reality to the story.
This is how the brain works. People believe because of recording technology that somehow when you see something, there's a little recorder that goes on in your brain that records the event that you can pull up anytime. That's not how it works. Your brain stores things as a list, like school shooter, white, running. That's the list that you get.
Well, it's not like, I would say a better visual analogy is not a list. It's like a cloud. So like you have like the person has Kyle Rittenhouse in the cloud, and then they have all the lines that connect to it. And so it's like school shooter, shooting the protesting, and all these ideas and all these phrases get associated with it. And then once people like come up with their initial impression, it's like impossible for some people, not all people, but for some people to change their minds.
I'm getting this from Kurzweil, Ray Kurzweil.
From Kurt Metzger.
No, obviously, come on. There's not a cloud of marijuana smoke as I'm telling the story. No, I'm getting this from the Kurzweil, Ray Kurzweil, the guy who did Singularity. Everyone in the chat's going to be like, oh, appeal to authority. No, he could be wrong, okay? I'm getting it out of his book. His book is How to Build a Brain, and he does work in AI research.
No, he's correct. I'm saying I think it's better for people to understand the visual.
A cloud? Hold on. First of all, you cut me off. You didn't let me fully finish.
Okay.
So
there you go.
The turn in the story here is important. So whether you want to conceptualize it as a list or a cloud of gaseous Like I don't necessarily understand your cloud analogy. I mean, I can think of it.
You've never seen a word cloud?
It's totally. Word cloud makes sense, but so it's
that's what I'm
not.
talking about.
It's not a hierarchically ordered list. It's kind of a cloud of words.
Yes, it's a word cloud.
Right.
Yes.
So that doesn't change the story at all from what I'm saying.
No,
but
it doesn't.
So this is the way
But you're still wrong. Fuck you.
So your brain stores it as, I'm keeping track here. Fuck you. Your brain stores it as just. I mean, it can be like things can be on the list that aren't actually words, like a smell, like can be on the list, right?
Yes.
But your brain does not pull up the recording. Your brain creates the image of it like a movie. It recreates the scene from the list. It doesn't have a recorded thing. And every time it recreates the memory, you know, it's solidifying that recreation of it. But even after the first event, it's still a recreation. It's not a fully rendered recording. So that's why memory is so fallible. The fact that, you know, the attorney in this, the prosecuting attorney keeps saying something in this case that triggers the shit out of me, because he's basically telling somebody to do the impossible. He might as well be saying, will you fly up to the moon real quick and then fly back again? Because it's like what he's asking them to do, you can't do. He says, put yourself in the mind that you had, you know, that night of the event. Well, you can't do that. All you're doing is recreating your perception of that night. And your perception
that's also despicable. That's also a despicable thing for him to say.
Yeah.
Because what he's saying is, I want you to be as emotionally outraged as you were when you heard the fake news.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
That's true too. That's another aspect of it. Yes. So the way, I read that in a book that wasn't really about intelligence, but I always thought that's so crazy that people do believe that you're pulling up I'll just pull up the recording of that night. Of course I will. No, you're pulling up a list of pertinent things. And that's another thing, because, you know, two people can look at the same video and come away with completely different lists. Yep. So they're creating completely different scenes from the night. And the further you go out, every time you recreate the scene in your head, you're recreating it slightly differently. Yeah.
Right. And it's worse too, because if people haven't seen the video, okay, they just read a headline, they read an article that describes the video very dishonestly, they still create the list in their mind, and then they still create the video in their mind using the fake description. And so that now when they see the actual real video, their brain wants to project the fake video onto that. And so it's like, they're like, oh shit, the cognitive dissonance kicks in.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, if you have free will, if you can silence your emotional elephant, you can say, oh, what I first heard was wrong, and I have to throw that away. But if you can't do that, you're like, oh, let me warp the reality to this fake image I already created in my mind, because I don't want to admit that I was wrong about something.
This is exactly how Anna Kasparian can walk away believing that Kyle Rittenhouse was the aggressor in the video that she saw and everyone shared, because she saw the video. She didn't pay attention. As soon as she read in the New York Times that Kyle Rittenhouse went there as the aggressor, she's like, oh, obviously he's the aggressor. So he's the one chasing in that video I saw on the internet a few days ago.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy.